in this video, we're gonna be showing you guys how to put the vinyl onto the parts. So as you can see, we sprayed the same amount of glue as we spray on the part as I was showing you guys in the previous video. You spray a nice, even, consistent layer of glue. And both of these parts have been sitting now for about 10 to 15 minutes. So the glue's tacked up. It feels like it's not sticky. So it feels like nothing's happening, but that's how you want the glue to be. You need to let it tack up. So now we're gonna be putting it on the panel. So to do this, we get the panel, we center it so that there's enough material all the way around it. You center it there, then it touches, it makes contact, it touches. So then you flip it over, and we're gonna start by sinking in the middle shape. The middle of that shape has the most amount of pressure. So in order for this to look clean, you want to push the material inside of those tight crevices first. So that's the very first thing you're gonna do. And we're doing that. I'm pulling the material back like this. I'm allowing it, if you look at what I'm doing with my finger here, I'm pushing it inside of that little crevice of that design. I'm pushing it inside of there. The way that this contact cement works is that once you press down on it with a little bit of force, that's what makes the glue activate, and that's what makes it lock in. So you're able to work the material, move it around, you know what I mean? Because the glue isn't automatically locking in as soon as it touches. The glue, once you get the material fit into this shape right here, you do that by pushing it in there first, and then use your finger and you press on that edge, and that is locking it in. There, you work these little wrinkles out. All the little wrinkles that want to form, you pull the material at an angle. So then you lock that in first. Right there. You lock all that in. This little wrinkle that wants to form right there, we're going to pull the material up and pull it at an angle to get that out. Check this one out. So we're pulling it at that angle, and then you're pulling it here this way, and that gets that little wrinkle out that wanted to form. This little guy right here, you're gonna pull the material this way. So give it a nice little pull. When you pull on the material, you want to pull in it tight. Every time you put in a panel on, even though if it's a flat piece, you always want to pull the material. You want to put it on there stretched so that it looks nice and flat. So just because the panel's flat doesn't necessarily mean that you should just throw the vinyl and start pressing it on. You want to be pulling it as you're putting it on. You always pull it at an angle. So I'm gonna work all these little wrinkles out right here just by pulling it this way and that way. There it goes this side. As you can see, when you start pulling it, it automatically cleans up that little area. So I'm locking it in right now by pressing on it hard. Now we're gonna go that way. You pull on it from far, right there, and look at how it cleans up that area. So then this little guy, you pick up the vinyl and pull it this way, and that got rid of that. And then you're always pulling the vinyl, you're always pulling it. So you're pulling it this way, pulling it tight, and then pretty much everything looks good. Right here, we're gonna go this way. There's no wrinkles that formed. Now everything looks cool. You just press on it. You press on it with some weight, lock it all in. Then we're gonna do the back. This back area, we're gonna open up and glue this down. You put a piece of foam so that you put your vinyl on the surface, and there's like a nail or something on your table, it'll scar the vinyl. So you want to put a little piece of foam. Okay. So in folding the little middle section right here, the design, we're gonna come around to the back, and as you can see, like I've cut the material, and you cut it like in the center of these two pieces of wood to make sure that the vinyl is enough to clear on the other side. So you cut in the center, and then right here at this corner, I cut it at a Y. When you cut this, you don't want to go all the way to the edge. You want to stay back about 1/4 of an inch, and then after this, we're gonna pull the material over. So that's how you cut it. This little angle, this little corner right here, this is how I would go ahead and cut it. You want to cut a little strip like that, and then I want to cut it at an angle so that when you fold the material over, it doesn't fold over onto itself. So you cut these little pieces here, And when you pull it, it pulls in that corner real nice and tight. So this, wanna cut it? All right, so we're finishing up right here, folding over the edges. So every time you're folding over the material, you always wanna make sure that you pull it tight. Again, so everything looks nice and sharp. So we're folding over the rest of that, right there, right there. Every time you're folding this over, you always lock in the little tight areas first. So that's already there, and then this is what it looks like on this side. So it looks pretty sharp. This panel is gonna have the trunk panel for a 64 Impala, and inside this little groove right here, it's gonna have this 62 Impala emblem that is gonna go right in there, and that's what we're gonna be building next. So that's what it's looking like.